Welcome to the Giving Nook, where nonprofit leaders, fundraisers, foundations, and philanthropists come to talk all things giving and impact. I'm Courtney, founder of the Philanthropy Place, a nonprofit consulting firm and your go-to fractional fundraising partner. I've spent my career in the nonprofit space helping organizations raise more, stress less, and build fundraising strategies that actually work. And now, I'm giving those insights straight to you. Whether you're in the fundraising trenches, leading a nonprofit, or just curious about how to give more intentionally, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Giving Nook. My name is Courtney Forcum. I am here with my guest hosts today, Chris Stibbs and Katie Lord.
Hi, everyone.
We are so excited. It is officially season 1 of my podcast, The Giving Nook. We are kicking off today at a very exciting moment in time. It is the launch party for my nonprofit consulting firm, the Philanthropy Place. Months and months of planning and excitement have gone into this moment. So before further ado, I feel like we should kick off with a little bit of a champagne.
And I actually brought some.
I mean, if there's not bubbles, did it happen?
Are we ready? Let's do this.
Woo! That was the perfect pop.
Okay. I will pour while you all talk. So introduce yourselves. Katie, do you want to start first?
Yes, so I'm Katie Lord. I am the director of donor engagement at Big Brothers Big Sisters and have been a consultant in my past life. And cheers to you, Courtney. So excited to be here and for making this podcast come true. And then also your new business, which I don't think Chris and I could be any more excited about.
Thank you.
And I'm Chris Stibbs. I'm the Chief Development Officer at New House. We're Kansas City's first and oldest domestic violence shelter. And I'm just so excited for you, Courtney. This podcast and your company. It's an honor to be one of your guest hosts. And we just are so excited for what the future holds for you.
Thank you. Let's do a cheers real quick.
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers,
Chris's arm.
everyone.
So I just wanted to kick off this awesome, I guess we have to drink this.
Yes, we have to drink it.
Not bad. Okay.
Some good stuff.
What I wanted to do today was just do a little bit of an intro because this podcast episode is going to look a lot different than the rest you see this season. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what to expect. Today, we are having, again, this launch party for the Philanthropy Place and the Giving Nook podcast. So one-of-a-kind episode. We're going to share a little bit about what to expect. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about the interview format of the podcast to come. And then I'll have Katie and Chris share a little bit of behind the scenes of how they will sort of guest host a few episodes. But again, we'll have a very big surprise for you as this episode goes on. We will have individuals who are going to be on camera. It should be really exciting to see what people have to say as they answer some really burning questions for them that we have on the back of these awesome cue cards. So to start, I just wanted to share that this was born and this idea came from wanting to dive deeper into the world of philanthropy overall. This was something that was important for me to share donor stories, philanthropist stories, and stories of nonprofit leaders in the Kansas City area. And of course, as we look to future seasons, I hope we can expand, right? And see what that looks like. But for season 1, you should expect us to have several episodes where I will be interviewing guests in the KC Metro, probably around 10 or 11 guests for this first season, about 30 minutes. We don't want it to be too long. I don't want to bore people to sleep, but I do want to share these amazing stories, again, of these nonprofit leaders, fundraisers, philanthropists, and people overall in Kansas City making a huge impact in our space, in our sector. So that is what I'm so excited for. But of course, I had to pull in my friends, Katie and Chris, to really liven it up a little and spice it up with some of a different approach.
Yeah, no, we are very excited to just create some short little 10 to 15 minute clips around do's and don'ts that we've learned personally in fundraising. And there's a lot of noise out there right now in society. And we are all about opportunities to, get those tips and tricks, to be able to get these implementation plans in place where we can take these ideas and implement them right away in the work we're doing.
Yeah, and I would say we're a little bit philanthropy unfiltered, so we're going to tell you kind of what our personal truths are. And also we're going to be sharing, again, what are we doing in the everyday? How are we trying to change up what philanthropy as usual is looking like. We have this moment in time right now where I think everything is on the table. And so Chris and I are diving into some of our favorite topics here in season 1 that we feel really passionate about, and sharing what we think can help every nonprofit with a quick actionable items that you can get started on tomorrow.
I have a question for you both, and that just comes from the fact that we do have some pre-recorded content, so I have sneak peeks in my own mind that you all will see coming this season, but would love just a quick tidbit of what was your favorite thing to talk about on this season. Like, what's the thing you're most excited for people to hear about, because you guys covered a lot of good content and a lot of tips and tricks.
I feel like I know what Katie's might be. I feel like Katie definitely knows what mine was.
Are we going to say each other's?
Are we going to say each other's?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Donor
Events.
affinity groups.
So, yes.
Was it right?
It was right.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, I'm very excited for Chris to talk about events with everyone. Right now is a time to shake up your events. And if anyone keeps their events fresh, it is definitely Chris. Like, his are always just so fun to go to. And so I'm really excited for you guys to listen to that episode.
Well, and right back at Katie, talking about donor affinity groups and how we're stewarding and engaging donors in a new way that's unique to how they're normally stewarded. I think the guests are really going to enjoy hearing from it.
I agree. And I will say, if anyone has ideas of people they want us to interview, to talk about, please drop it in the comments below. We are so eager to hear from all types of folks. I mean, the thing about the nonprofit sector is it runs deep and wide, and there's a lot of differences in the missions and what people do day to day. And I think what's exciting is you all both bring such a breadth of knowledge and experience and expertise, and it's also so different, right? Like, what you've experienced is not what Katie has nor what I have. And so I am loving the idea that we get to have ideas and tips and tricks come our way from you both, and then also hear stories of people.
Oh, the
right?
interviews. I'm so excited about the interviews. Like, the interviews are going to be so great because, again, everyone's perspective is different. We have such diversity in this sector, and that's what makes it truly amazing. And so I'm excited to hear the interviews drop, because I know I'm going to be picking up nuggets and taking notes along with the rest of the listeners.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I can't say thank you enough. Thank you both for just joining, dropping in those tips and tricks, being fun with it. We'll see what season 2 brings after we get through season 1. I will always plug, we do have plans for a season 2 already. So if you are interested in sponsoring this podcast and you're liking what we're giving you as far as advice, tips, tricks, donor stories, philanthropist stories, please reach out to us, because I think Katie and Chris want to, just have some drinks next time, and I do too with my interview.
Should we do one more cheers to Courtney?
Yes, one more cheers to Courtney,
Cheers,
the Giving
Courtney,
Nook
to the
podcast,
Giving Nook and the Philanthropy Place.
Place.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So my first memory of giving back was when I joined Cerner Corporation, and I was able to donate to First Hand just automatically. And that was really the start of my volunteering in the nonprofit world for other organizations such as Veterans Community Project and a few others.
My name's John Grice. I work for the Obama Foundation. And one piece of advice that I give to my younger self is to find a mentor or mentors, people that will invest in you and commit to that relationship. It'll help you grow over time and certainly help you grow in your profession.
I am Rajanae Williams. I'm the Chief Development Officer at Kids TLC. And my favorite drink when I'm dreaming big is an espresso martini.
Hi, I'm Sam Jones from Pembroke Hill School. When it comes to who taught me about giving back, I think directly of my Grandma Joy. She was the one in my life that showed me the importance of giving back and philanthropy. And that's when I first learned about endowment at the age of 10, because endowments were so important to her. So that's been a big thing for me. And whenever I think about what I'm doing in my work, I always remember back to my Grandma Joy.
If I could give $1 million to any cause, it would be Compassion International, because I love children and I've been giving to them for probably the past 10 years. And I would love to see them get $1 million.
Hi, I'm Delise Hofen. I'm with Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer. And the question that I saw that was interesting to me was, what did I grow up wanting to be, and does that play into what I do now? And I always wanted to be a teacher. I grew up wanting to be a teacher. became a teacher and then became a principal and thought that would be my entire life. And then life changed a little bit and we decided to start a nonprofit, and it has definitely played into the role that I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm still teaching people. What I'm teaching people now is about how to make a difference for others through philanthropy. So definitely played a role.
Hi, I'm Kim Stanley, Executive Director with Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer. And my question is, what is your fundraising walk-up song? And it is Eye of the Tiger. Do, 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 do.
Hi, I'm Marissa Todd, and I work for the University of Missouri. My fundraising catchphrase is plan your work and work your plan.
Hi, my name is Sinise Fields. I'm with Fields Media Relations and Kansas City Gift, and my best ideas come from talking to people, getting to know people and knowing their story. I believe that everybody has a story to tell that can help someone else or encourage someone else, and so my best ideas come from doing life with real humans, having empathy, and just showing up every day.
Hi, my name is Summer. I'm a friend of the Philanthropy Place and the Giving Nook. And the question I picked is, where do your best ideas come from? And honestly, it's really cliche, but I'm gonna have to say the shower. But it's because when you're in the shower, it's literally just you and your thoughts, and it's sitting in your head, and you can't do anything other than focus on your thoughts. So that would be my answer. You just have to sit there with your thoughts and then let them wash over you.
Hi, I'm Julie Klima with Purpose Amp, and my favorite aha moment from working in the nonprofit field for 20 plus years is that nonprofit is a tax status, not a business model. Pretty much anybody that has ever talked to me for more than 2 minutes knows that that's one of my go-to phrases. And I think more nonprofits really need to think of themselves as businesses first. And quite honestly, it's way harder to run a nonprofit business than a for-profit business because you have such diverse revenue streams, and you can't really sell a product. You do sell services, but I just think kudos to all of those people that are out there grinding in the nonprofit world, because it's hard, but you've got this.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bronig. I am with Kelly Bronig Consulting, and my question is, what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self starting out in their career? I would tell myself to trust myself more. I have the opportunity to work with so many young women now, and I see them second guessing themselves and fighting tooth and nail for a spot at the table. And all I want to tell them is that your instincts are more valuable than you realize. Trust yourself.
My name is Caroline Meisenbach. I'm with Hella Big Idea. If I could give $1 million to any cause, I would give it to environmental causes, because that is something that impacts everybody all over the globe.
Hey guys, this is Kale Friesen here on Courtney's podcast, and the question is, what's one piece of advice you give your younger self starting out in my career? And I would have to say it would be to aim higher. I probably could have done more early in my career. Now, I think a lot of young people go through this where they don't quite believe in themselves, but I can tell you that you can absolutely do it, and you will get there and you'll surprise yourself. So I would say, aim higher, keep your goals big, and you'll do it.
And that's a wrap on this episode of The Giving Nook. I hope today's conversation gave you something, whether it's a fresh idea, a new perspective, or just a little more confidence in your fundraising journey. If you're loving what we're giving, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you're feeling generous, a quick review helps more people like you find us. Want to keep the conversation going? Connect with me on LinkedIn or visit thephilanthropyplace.com, where I share fresh fundraising insights every other week. Here's to fundraising that feels good, works smarter, and changes lives. See you next time in The Giving Nook.